Hello again. Welcome to Along the Rock, our podcast that pays homage to the adults and the young people of the Sauk Valley, the valley and the river that runs through it. I'm Mark Morris. I'll be your host. My guests today are many: Patrick Anderson, Ramiro Martinez, Colin Swartz, and Camden Buchholz. And the event we're going to be talking about, the 11th annual Percussion Palooza, coming up at Rock Falls High School. Patrick, why don't you get us started? How long has it been since you've been involved, and what's this all about?
Well, I came to Rock Falls in 2017, so my first Percussion Palooza would have been 2018 in February. I had heard of the event, never gotten the opportunity to take part in it, but it didn't take long for me to see, obviously, the impact that it has in the community and especially the surrounding community, because so many people come from far away to check it out and be a part of it and participate. I think Ramiro gets submissions from Wisconsin and Iowa and all the even bordering states that come and perform a solo or an ensemble during the day, and then they're a part of the bigger groups at night too that perform. So just a really cool event. It's something different. It's not your usual run-of-the-mill evening activity, but it's definitely something worth checking out if it's nothing that you've been to before.
Yeah. And you indicated it is by invitation. You could fill out an application form. Is it too late for that now?
Nope, not too late yet. If anyone wants information on that, for sure, reach out, and we can definitely get you signed up to participate in the competition portion of the day.
Most people have heard that drummer Louis Belson, also band leader, was born in Rock Falls. And I guess, Romero, that's kind of the impetus behind this whole thing, is the kind of the Louis Belson memory?
Not really.
Oh, okay. I'm wrong.
So we have a winter drumline, a percussion ensemble that we've had for quite a few years at Rock Falls High School. And we were having trouble finding venues for them to play. So there was a percussion indoor circuit that was running out of Chicago area. So I contacted them and I said we were interested in being in the circuit and that we would even host a show. And so they seemed to agree and said, yeah, that'll be great. That'll be fine. And the schedule came out, and I looked at the schedule, and we weren't on it. So I called them up, and I said, well, what's the deal? I thought we had a date set where we would host a show. And he said, well, none of the drum lines, they're from the Chicago area, wanted to drive all the way to Rock Falls. So I talked to the band director, and I just said, we already had the date cleared with the school. Let's just have our own little thing, percussion event. And that started 11 years ago, and it's been growing, and it's been doing great.
What is included in the definition of percussion? I've seen a lot of things online that didn't necessarily look like drums. So,
well, it covers everything really. It covers you can come in and play a drum set solo. You can bring your percussion group. Most of it is marching percussion. You would see like at halftime at football games, or marching down the street in a parade. But we also have marimba solos, vibe solos. So you have keyboard instruments. You could do a drum set solo. You could do a timpani solo. We have a lot of ensembles like East Coloma and Mount Morenci. They bring in their percussionists and they do duets and trios. And so it's a wide array of percussion things going on.
Different age categories. You mentioned Montmorency and
yes. When you enter into an event, it could be enter as grade school, middle school, high school, or senior. So senior is anybody that's graduated from high school. High school, obviously high school. Grade school is whatever age to sixth grade, and then middle school, 7th and 8th grade.
Okay. Colin and Camden, how old are you guys, and what is it you play?
We're both juniors in high school, and we both play the tenors in the drum line.
And that.
Okay, for those of us who are not drummers.
Those are
they're like multi-drum.
yeah.
Okay.
They're like five toms. Like if you know what a tom drum is, it's like it's not a snare, but it sounds like a snare. It's like you can hear the sound of like resonate. It has different like levels like A, B, C, D, E. And I believe the lowest drums are closest to you, and then the highest drums are farther than you, and then the spock, which is the highest, which would be right in the middle of all that.
And how long have you been doing this?
So this is my second year playing the tenor. This is my third year playing in the drum line. I played the snare drum my first year, and this is my second year playing the tenors.
Okay.
If we're gonna count from Rhythm Quest season, I started my sophomore year on the quints, and I'm doing it this year. So technically, my second year. I've been in the drum line for 3 years as well. Those previous years, I've been a bass drummer.
Okay. Ramiro, a lot of these people are going to go on to play in bands, do you think? Or is this something that's, it's by itself and for people who only want to play percussion?
Well, there's a lot of people that, like we have a group called the Knights Alumni Drumline, and we have 3 camps. We just had one this past weekend. We have a camp first weekend in January, first weekend in February, and then Percussion Palooza weekend. And all these, we do have some high school kids playing with them, but most of them are well into their 40s, and they're still playing drums. We have people that fly in from the state of Oregon to play. A person that flies in from Colorado, she comes to all the camps. We have a guy that just is doing that this series from Tennessee. He drives up for the camps. And so all these people still have a love of playing percussion. So they were, a lot of them march in drum and bugle corps, but, they probably went through the high school music system, but all of them, instead of like graduating from high school, and a lot of them are band directors and percussion instructors that are in that group. And so obviously they've had a love of percussion and they've continued it. So that's why I like to have these guys join, because it shows them that once you're done with that high school, it's like it's still 6 in the closet and not play. And, these guys are, like I said, playing, and they just love playing it. I mean, and they're spending their own money to fly out here, get a hotel room, eat in town, practice, get back on the plane, go back home. And there's people that are driving, from the Chicago area, people from Wisconsin. So there's a lot of percussion because you're not getting paid to do it,
Yeah. How many drummers, Patrick, do you have? I would say full-time, that's not what I mean, but, you're in your school.
In the group at school right now, I think we're at 15 percussion section students. And of those 15, I think we're at probably 85, 90% participate in Rhythm Quest, and then they'll take part in Percussion Palooza, and everybody that's in the section plays during marching band season in the drum line. So they're all getting it in one way or another. Obviously, the Rhythm Quest Percussion Palooza side takes a little bit extra effort and more time outside of the regular class schedule, but just about everybody is participating in some way.
As Rock Falls now build a reputation as where to go if you want to play the drums or other kinds of percussion?
It certainly doesn't hurt the reputation for being drummers. And, we go around even the marching band circuits that we do. And, there was many years here in the recent past where, we had won the best percussion award at a marching band competition 7-8 years in a row. So, sometimes you go to those things and there's a target on your back because people have heard about you and you know about it. So that kind of adds a little fuel to the fire during rehearsals and stuff leading up to those competitions. But I would definitely say that there's a legacy of good percussion in Rock Falls, and that's a lot to do with this guy. So
Sure. Remember, you must have a lot of contacts all over the place.
See, the thing about Rhythm Quest, it's just not kids from Rock Falls High School. And the cool thing about it is there's so many brother and sister combinations. We have a lot of younger kids that are like 5th, 6th, 7th grade. It's not just high school kids.
Uh-huh.
His brother and his sister are in it. His sister is in it. Most of them have brothers and sisters. It's probably
Patient parents.
And then we have other people like from Sterling High School that I work with them. It's like if you want to get some more experience playing marching percussion, we've had people from Dixon that have been in it. So it's not just open to Rock Falls High School. It's open to all the schools in the area. Because it's not like a state-sanctioned thing where you have to all be from Rock Falls, because we just basically do Percussion Palooza. We've been doing the parade in Dixon for quite a long time. And we just look for different venues.
Then they can move from Percussion Palooza on to the sanctioned IHSA competition.
Well, that's a good point. The IHSA thing is a weekend after Percussion Palooza. That's what Percussion Palooza is always the last Sunday of February. Then the first weekend of March is solo and ensemble. So we encourage all the percussionists to come in because we have judges. We have 4 judges that come in. And it's like, okay, come into your solo before you have to go to contests. And you can get some feedback on how to improve it with the week before. And as far as the Louis Belson thing, we do have his drum set up at Percussion Palooza that he donated to the city of Rock Falls.
Didn't know that he had done that.
Yeah, so that's been there every year. So it only comes out like twice a year. Now they have a summer Louis Belson celebration. It comes out then, but it's been at Percussion Palooza for, I think, from the very first one. And so we do give out a Louis Belson Inspiration Award. We pick out one performer. I talk to the different directors and say, hey, is there a kid that's right, has the same drive that Louis Belson had, and we give out an award at the end of the night for the Louis Belson award in honor of him. And I'm in contact with his wife. And so
he is recognized.
Yes.
What year did he die? Do you know?
I can't remember.
It was late 70s, early 80s, somewhere, I would think.
I think it was probably closer to the 2000s. He's pretty old when he passed away.
Okay. All right. Well, the people that come from, you mentioned other states, how do they get informed about this? Where does the word come from, and how does it end up in Oregon and Washington and all those places?
Okay. Well, the very first Percussion Palooza we had a rhythm class performed, and we had this Knights alumni drumline. The Knights are a drum corps out of Geneseo, the Kiwai, and the Quad Cities that I used to teach. So I knew a lot of them, and there's a Knights Facebook page, and they would always say, wouldn't it be cool to get together and play again? Because the Knights drum corps, it's been folded since like the early 90s. So then I just said, hey, I'm going to have a percussion thing. And immediately like 40 people said, we're going to do it. So, and all these people, moved on with their lives, and they lived in different states and stuff like that. And so that's how they found out about it. And they were just so eager to get together and play with all the people they played with in their younger days, when they were in college and high school. And then they've continued to do it. The guy from Oregon comes every year.
What's the website? Because the website is not actually Percussion Palooza, is it?
Well, we have the rhythmquest.org website, which you can find the Percussion Palooza information on.
Right. Okay. Well, it's just so people know in case they are not aware of it. And if someone would want to come to this, not participating, but just watching and listening, it's Sunday the 23rd, you mentioned, at the high school. And any cost to get in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's $5 to get in the door. Kids and seniors are free, and students can get in for $3. Definitely come around. At noon is when the solo and ensemble events kind of kick off. That's going to be, not as flashy and showy necessarily as the large groups that start in the early evening. But if you'd like to come for solo and ensemble, we got 4 different rooms that those things are going on in. And then at 4 o'clock, large groups usually start in the big gym. And that'll be more your bigger drum lines from area schools and different area organizations that come and bring their stuff. So
It goes until 7 in the evening?
yeah, that's usually that's about when we're done. It's kind of a go till it's done type of thing. But yeah, 7 o'clock is usually about when we're wrapping up.
Okay. Well, appreciate you guys coming up. Anything else you want to mention we haven't talked about?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, Camden over here, he's in the Knights alumni drumline. So I have the students that I teach. It's like I could tell that they have some pretty good ability, and it's like, why don't you play with these guys that have been playing for years? And it's good for them to be around people that have been playing for that long, to get some inspiration from them. So this is the first time he's played, and he's doing a really good job.
Okay. Well, you would know that because you've been all over the place and playing for how many years have you been playing?
Been playing since I was in high school.
You don't want to share that.
So that's what, that's like 5 years ago. Yeah. Somewhere in the mix. Well, thank you guys again for coming up, and good luck with the performance, and hope you draw a nice crowd. Sounds exciting.
Well, thanks for having us.
You bet. And also like to thank our crew here for making this program possible. And I'm Mark Morris. Hope you can join us next time along the rock.